Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of my Tech Talk series. Today we will be talking about Google I/O 2016 and we will be looking at some of the big announcements that were made. So one of the biggest things is Google Home. Google Home is like a competitor to Amazon Alexa, which is like this smart thing that you can put in your house, and it's kind of like Siri or Microsoft Cortana, except that it's an actual physical object. So you can just call out and ask questions and it'll answer. But it's not coming from your phone or anything, it's coming from the Google Home hardware. Another thing they announced is Allo and Duo. These are two new messaging apps that Google announced. So now Google has 4 messaging apps in total. Hangouts, which is available for Android, iOS, and the web. Messenger, which is Google's texting thing, which is only for Android, and now Allo and Duo. Allo is for messaging people. It connects your Google account to your phone number. And one of the biggest things about Allo is its AI features. You can have a conversation with Google in addition to having conversations with other people. So you can ask Google a question like you would normally ask Siri or something. And then you can get a response in a chat style format. And it can also predict what you want to say to other people. So if they send you a message, then it'll look at some of the things that you have said in the past and use that to predict what you're going to send to the other person. Duo is kind of like Google's FaceTime competitor. You can video chat with people. One of the biggest features is that it's really fast and it can work on a really weak internet connection. And one new thing it has is that if you're getting a video call from someone, then you can already see them even though the call hasn't really started yet, which could be useful or it could be a bad idea depending on the situation that you're in. Hopefully they'll have an option to turn this off for people who don't want that right away, but we'll see. There's also Daydream. Daydream is Google's virtual reality platform that's built into the upcoming release of Android, which is codenamed Android N for now, which we will talk more about right now. Android N is we're guessing it's going to be version 7.0 of Android. Right now, it's just called Android N. Google has a competition to see if someone can come up with a, sweet food name or dessert name for Android N. So it would have to be some dessert or something like that that starts with the letter N. It has a few new features, such as, I'm trying to think of something. Well, one thing is that the default keyboard that ships with Android now comes with a theme thingy. So you can choose colors for the background of the keyboard. You can add a background picture to the keyboard. And this keyboard update that's meant for Android N might also make its way to older Android versions. Another thing in Android N is improved multitasking. So I think if you double tap on the recent button or something, it'll take you back to the last used app. There's also a clear all button in the recent apps list. And Google will try to automatically go through your recent app list and remove apps that you probably won't be coming back to anytime soon. So I think they said that 99% of the time when someone chooses an app from that recent list, it's from your last 7 apps. So if more than 7 apps haven't been used for a while, they'll remove the apps after the 7th app from the recent list. There are a few other new things. I'm trying to think of them. Well, there's new wallpaper, obviously. They normally come out with new wallpaper in Android in new versions of Android. And there's a few other new features that I can't think of at the moment. Oh, I think one of them is if you put apps in a folder on your home screen, the folder will look a bit different, which is a small visual change, but it could be useful nonetheless. Android Wear 2.0. It's a pretty big update that's coming to Android Wear, Google's operating system for smartwatches. It's kind of like a competitor to Apple's watchOS 2.0. And where Android Wear 2.0, you can have like complications on the watch face, so you can customize how your watch face looks, which is something that I believe is present in watchOS already. But Android Wear already offers more watch faces than watchOS, so it kind of evens things out a little. There is also a keyboard in Android Wear. I don't know how useful a keyboard is on like a 1 or 2 inch screen, but it's something. It also supports handwriting, which could be a bit more useful on a keyboard than on a. It could be a bit more useful on a smartwatch than on a keyboard. Sorry, than a keyboard would be. But I haven't used either handwriting or a keyboard on a smartwatch yet, so I'm not too sure of how that'll work out. Android Instant Apps. It's this pretty interesting feature where you can basically run an app, or at least run parts of an app, without having the app installed from the Play Store. So if you're going to a website that has an app, for example, then it might download the specific parts of an app that you want to use at that moment. And then you wouldn't, because like if you're shopping for a certain thing and you go on this website to buy it, but you don't want to have to install that app for that website if you're only going to use it like once in every 6 months. Some people might not want to install that. So this is where that could be useful. Oh, that's all. Let's see. Let's just stop this. Oh, there we